Maths is all about problem solving and trying to find the right solution, but sometimes you just need to know things. Hi, my name is Jenna Swano, and I'm coming to you from Bitesized EdTech, brought to you by Learning Curve. Today, we're going to be chatting about how we can get our senior phase students using Adobe Spark Page to create their own reference websites. A place where they can store that information that they just need to know so that they can reference it later. So when we have a look at the CAPS document, we can see that there are some things that are just knowledge-based. So you need to acquire the foundational knowledge in order to answer problems relating to these concepts. So for example, the different types of triangles or the geometry of 2D shapes, 3D objects, or straight lines. You need to know what a line segment is to be able to answer questions about a line segment. So what we're going to do today is we're going to tackle creating a website that stores all of this information, or at least that learners can add this information to, so that they can reference it at a later stage to answer those problem-solving questions. Right, so I'm in Adobe Spark Post now, which is found at spark.adobe.com. And I'm going to go ahead and click on presentation. Now we're going through the steps that a learner might take to create their website. I'm going to call this What I Know About Maths. And I'm going to say it's by Jenna Swano. Now, the idea behind this website is that it's going to be a collation of information, the knowledge that I need, and the theory that I need to support my mathematical calculations and problem solving. So here I'm going to have a look for a photo that I'm going to use as a background. I'm just going to search the word maths. And I'm looking for a stock photo that is available on the website for free. I'm going to include this one of an abacus. I happen to like the colors. And just to make it look a little bit nicer, I'm going to have a look at themes, and I'm going to change my theme just so that it's a nicer sort of bolder font over there. Now I'm going to start my website, and remember, I'm going to have lots of different topics. So if I go back to my CAPS document and I'm looking, I've got data handling that I could use as a topic. So the different ways that we can collect, organize, and summarize data, for example, talking about the difference between the mean, median, and mode, talking about the different types of graphs, for example. If I have a look at area, perimeter, of 2D shapes and 3D objects, the theorem of Pythagoras, all of this could be theory that I'm including in my website. I'm going to have a look specifically today at the geometry of straight lines. And so this is the content that I want to include in my website today. So I'm going to go ahead and create a title, and I'm going to call it Space and Shape, so that all of my other space and shape topics can go underneath here. I'm going to format it like a title. And I'm going to add a subtitle that is Geometry of Lines. And I'm going to make that a header 2. So in other words, a subheading. Underneath this, I'm going to add a photograph, and this is one that I want to upload from my computer. It's one that I created earlier using Adobe Spark Post, but really students could create any photograph or any type of image. They could even draw something on paper, take a photograph of it, and include it in their website. So there's really no right or wrong when it comes to this. If I want to, I can give this a caption. Lines, rays, and angles, although I do feel that the photograph or the picture is quite self-explanatory. I can add text below it or around it. I can, of course, change the layout to a split layout where I've got a photograph on the side and some text on the right or the left. So there are a lot of customizable features in this web page over here. Once I've added my information, I can go to share and click publish and share link. And what this does is it publishes a website that is live. And you can, of course, change those sharing settings so that not everyone is able to access it, but it's sort of a private web page. Once students have that web page, they'll be able to see something that looks a bit like this. And it's going to have all of the theory that they need to tackle those mathematical concepts and problems. And they will be able to access this from anywhere. So they could save this web page to their browser in their bookmarks, and they'd be able to access it at any time. They can also go ahead and share this with other people or with other students and compare each other's websites and sort of see, well, how does mine compare? Is my information accurate? They'll be able to carry this through with them as well. So the beautiful thing about maths is, especially if we look at this CAPS document, we can see how the knowledge builds from year to year. So instead of creating everything from scratch in grade 9, if a student created one in grade 7 or grade 8, they'd be able to carry most of that information through and just add the new information that is available or applicable in grade 9. I hope that this idea has inspired you to allow your students to create some web pages of their own. And we would love to hear more about that experience. So if you do decide to do this project with your learners, please give us a shout in the comments below and tell us how it went. We look forward to hearing from you.